Hartlepool came out on top in the local derby match at Feetham's. They won 2-1 and scored all three. Nicky Southall put them in front. An own goal by fullback Dave Burgess put Darlington level, and a second-half winner from Keith Houchin lifted Poole away from the foot of the table. They're now level on points with the Quakers.
First third division derby between the old rivals at the Vic. He was soon in action, heading on a corner which the other new boy, Lenny Johnrose, twice headed back into the middle as the Quakers' defence struggled. Kevin Smith's flying boot centred past Mark Crudder into his own net. Saville claimed the goal, but the replay clearly shows that after the new boy got in his shot, Smith got the final touch. There was another setback for Darlington when ex-Quaker Brian Honour's flick put them under pressure almost immediately. Smith's weak header sent Paul Dalton away for his third goal in 2 games. A great comeback after injury. Then Johnrose gave Saville a chance to have a run, and he let go with a cracker which thumped Crudder's bar and went behind, giving Alan Murray some.
Also, Hartlepool manager Alan Murray took his new Darlington side back to his old club for an early local derby. But there were no happy returns for the man who led Pools to promotion. Hartlepool's Chris Lynch cracked in the only goal of the game for a home win. Sadly for
meeting with their northeast rivals Darlington, Roger Thames is the commentator.
Now Houchin tries one. What a goal by the manager! Keith Houchin out of nothing. A spectacular effort there, and Hartlepool are ahead.
Another Darlington corner as they chase this equaliser. Several people missed it then.
Oh, what a goal that is! Scored by the substitute Anthony Cars.
It's always fiercely contested when the two tribes meet, and 2 goals in a minute liven things up on this derby day. The visitors took the lead. John Cullen did the damage with a top solo performance. But the Quakers had levelled matters within seconds. Simon Davies' shot deflected into the path of Glenn Naylor, and he gobbled up the chance. That was the end of the scoring, at least the ones that counted. Chris Beach thought he'd done the trick for Hartlepool in the second half, but the referee spotted a handball offence and ruled it out. The Quakers might have won it as well. Mark Barnard's pile driver looked to be on the way until John Cullen got in the way. Honours even.
Chris Turner urged his side to believe in themselves prior to their derby kick-off against the Quakers. They did just that. 90 minutes later, Hartlepool looked like the side vying for promotion. You might not have expected to see Uriah Rennie refereeing at Victoria Park, but he did, issuing a total of 7 yellow cards. 24 hours earlier, Darlington had said Marco Gabbiadini was ruled out with a broken nose. He played from the start. His superb run in the half-hour marked the closest he came to threatening Poole. Despite dominating the first half, Hartlepool had to be content with a goalless scoreline going into the break. But it took them less than 60 seconds to take the lead after the restart, loan signing Sam Shilton with the header. And it was another lone player who sealed the 3 points. What a goal it was. Lee Fitzpatrick's strike sent the home faithful wild. It finished 2-0 to Hartlepool.
The players today responded to what we wanted, what the fans wanted. That was commitment, passion, qualities at times, and you know, the 2 boys are brought in, both scored, and I think we deserve the 3 points over the 90 minutes.
As expected, the match was a fiery affair. David Hodgson had more than a few words to say to Uriah Rennie, but after the final whistle, he was left speechless.
David, your assessment of that match?
Yeah, that's my assessment. What can I say? If your strikers don't play and your defenders don't play, and the commitment's not there in the derby game, what do you expect?
4 times last season these 2 great rivals met. Of course, it was Darlington who came out on top in the playoffs, winning both semi-finals. They've got a new manager in Gary Bennett, up against his old Sunderland teammate, Chris Turner. Well, that form book that went out of the window for this one had Pools in 15th position, Darlington are 5th. Collett with a long kick forward there. And Chris Turner has done an excellent job so far at Poole in his season in charge. Big test for his team today, though. Great little up impressively then. Couldn't get to that second one. Reedus left one short, and Henderson's in there for the first goal. 10 minutes gone. It's Kevin Henderson, 6th of the season, and Reed's pass was left short. Ball 1 up. Dangerous in-swinging free kick. Collett's got it. Collett loses it. Henderson trying to get there, and they haven't got it away yet. And Strodder is well offside. Bennett's team have found goals difficult. But this is Knowles as Hartlepool look to press forward again, trying to get around the back door. Miller shoots, Collett blocks it. Norma is in there. Miller was in there again. And finally it's Sperovic who puts it wide. Amazing escape for Darlington. Now Ashman is chasing. Sperovic is away and through here. Chance for a second. Collett blocks him. Collett can't get to it again. Sperovic challenging. This time it's Miller. And that's the second goal for Hartlepool. 66 minutes gone. And Miller, when he got the chance, made no mistake. Darlington really uphill now. Still there to be played for in the heart of the Pool defence. Logan trying to find a way through Scudder there, and Campbell, and it gets a little bit too hot-headed down there. Hodgson. Nogan gets it back to Hodgson. This is a good move by Darlington. And they've got one back. It's Glenn Naylor. Just over a minute to go. Nice work by Hodgson. A simple tap in, but is it all too much for Darlington to do now? Seconds remaining. Darlington with the initiative. The final whistle goes. An important victory for Hartlepool. Their second home win of the season. 2-1, they beat the old enemy.
Well, for the fans, that obviously beating their local rivals is great for them, and you know, we're all happy ourselves in the dressing room and delighted with the result. It is important that you win the derby games and that you show the passion and the commitment that I thought that we showed today, which helped us control the game for large stages.
I said before, 2 mistakes, 2 goals. If you cut the mistakes out, then you know, I think maybe a draw was a fair result. We came back in it, a goal which we created.
The pitch was awful. Thankfully, the football wasn't. It was a typically hard-fought derby match. Marco Gabbiadini's header clipped the crossbar twice in the first half. The Quakers were hungry for points. But it was Hartlepool who took the lead on the stroke of half-time. Tommy Miller's strike stunned most of Feetham's, and Poole were 1-up going into the break.
And we've seen the state of the pitch. It's not really a passing to pass on. So I mean, we had to get the ball up front early and then win the knockdowns and whatsoever. So it was going to be a battle, and I think we did that very well the first half.
The second half, however, was dominated by Darlington, and their persistence paid off on the hour mark. Paul Higginbottom with the finish, and few would have bet against the Quakers going on to win the game.
That's the best time score really, when you pile the pressure on. If you can get a goal like we did, then you feel as if, well, you only need one more really, and they were never going to score. They never had a shot, I don't think, second half.
That's what made the afternoon so frustrating for Darlington. Marco Gabbiadini has scored 27 times this season. What were the odds on him burying that one? He nearly snatched an injury time winner, but it finished 1-1. David Hodgson left with plenty to ponder.
We'd have been better off losing half of them and winning half of them, and on a points basis we'd have been better off and much higher up in the league.
Away from home, we can't score, we can't defend, and if you can't do those two things in any level of football, especially, you know, Darlington away from home, you're knackered basically.
And that's just what Darlington looked when Jan-Ove Pedersen's touch and control put Poole into a 16th minute lead. The Norwegian international heads back across the North Sea next weekend. Mick Tate is certainly going to miss him. Just before half-time, Ian Clark made it 2. Darlington's static defence sliced open once again. And at that stage, there only looked like being one result, even if the Quakers had enjoyed plenty of possession. The turning point came just on the hour. New Pool striker Paul Connor was so surprised to see the ball dragged off his toe by Richard Hope that he couldn't get a shot in. Stephen Halliday did, but his effort was blocked. The replay shows that Poole were robbed of a penalty. That was bad enough, but just to rub it in, top scorer Darren Roberts pulled one back for Darlington inside a minute. 2-1 now, almost half an hour left, and everything still to play for. And just 2 minutes from time, Roberts got the equaliser. He'd only been playing because Mario Dorner was taken ill the day before, but his 14th goal of the season went down as well with the boss as it did with the Darlington fans.
Well, I think they've gone away happy in the fact is that we've got back
a point away from home after being 2-0 down a derby game. I think they'll appreciate that, but I think what they will do is they'll scratch their heads and say, why is it the same situation every week away from home, and why is it that we're in a derby and for the first 45 minutes we didn't play as if we're in a derby?
We were too. Knock-up with Gateshead fell, but over the fence the atmosphere was anything but friendly. Surprised that Darlington are where they are at the moment?
Surprised after last season, yes. I thought we'd have a successful season, but when we started to sell players like we have, we're bound to end up where we are.
We deserve to be where we are. I mean, the lads have tried their hearts out, but then directors are trying nothing.
I mean, Hartlepool, they've had a bit more finance than we have. I'd feel very sorry for Harold Hornsey if they do go down, because, you know, he's been a saint to the club. And if we'd had someone like that here, I think you'd find that we would have been in a higher division by now.
The threat of the Vauxhall Conference has been hanging over both clubs this season.
If Hartlepool went out of the Football League, the town would be devastated. Devastated. We just can't think about that. That's an awful question to ask.
Colchester isn't a nice place to visit, or Rochdale isn't a nice place to visit on a Tuesday night, but it's a lot better than Gateshead or Dover City.
Good luck today, Joe.
Cheers, mate, all the help we can get.
Aye.
There was nothing lucky about Michael Brown's stunning free kick, which put Poole ahead on 8 minutes, but they were fortunate to hold on to that lead for so long. Darren Knowles scrambled the ball clear after Glenn Naylor's shot had come back off the post, and then new Darlington signing Carl Schutt hit the woodwork. A minute from the break though, Schutt's persistence set up Darren Roberts for his 17th goal of the season. Another fabulous finish to make it 1-1, and that's the way it looked like staying until deep into injury time. Substitute Joe Allen had only been on the field 7 minutes, but his dramatic winner has thrown Poole a lifeline. After that goal, he's ready to put his shirt on both teams beating the drop.
I think it's probably one of the most important in my career, to be honest, Jeff. I'm absolutely delighted, especially for all them people in Hartlepool. We're not out of the woods quite yet, but that's put one on the way. And I'm delighted, especially for Harold Hornsey, the chairman, and he can have that one.
Staying in the league shouldn't be classed as success, not after what has been achieved. In our eyes, on my eyes, unless the players feel on the same wavelength as me.
Players knew